Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. So today we are going to continue our science class in CBSE answer key, that is for 31/3/2 set. So in the previous video I have explained about biology 1 mark questions, and today in this video I am going to explain about chemistry and physics 1 mark questions. Why? Because physics are only 3 questions, whereas chemistry I think around 8 questions are there. So I have combined both the videos to a single video so that it will not be much. For only for 3 questions I cannot make a separate video, that will be not good. So that's why in this video I'm going to cover only chemistry and physics, all MCQs, I think around 8 plus 3, so 11 MCQs I'm going to cover in this video. Okay, so I'll just give a small recap about what I have discussed in the previous video, which is biology MCQs of 31/3/2 set. Okay, so I have started with biology MCQs, and this, if you want to refer, you can check my live section of the YouTube channel. There you will find this video. Okay. So before starting, let me just keep in chart section. Okay, so before starting, my main agenda for this video is not only to get the solution for these questions, to also to understand the other options or other details, so that if you want to attempt your betterment exam, which is happening in May, that will be very useful. Okay, so it's not only for the getting the solution, but also to prepare again, so that by chance if you feel that the marks are not satisfied, if you feel that maybe some other reason we are not able to attempt proper in this exam, then definitely go for the betterment exam, which is happening on May. There you can score well, because the CBSE board has clearly mentioned whichever is the highest marks, that will be considered for the main marking. Okay, so as a recap, I just told you, like in detail I have explained how the steps happens for each and every question. You can also see I have explained the words as well as other options as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, if you want to check this video, kindly check the live section of my channel. There you will find this. Okay, let's start with, and this is the answer key for biology MCQs. So if you want, you can take a snapshot of it. Okay, so let's continue with our chemistry and physics 1 mark questions. So this is the first one. When zinc reacts with NaOH, the product formed is, the answer is sodium zincate, which is option number C. Na2 NaZnO2, the reaction happens like this: Zn plus 2 NaOH gives rise to Na2 ZnO2 plus H2. So H2 is a gas liberated when zinc reacts with NaOH, which is a strong base. Okay, so why zinc can react with both acids and bases? Well, that's why it is also called as amphoteric metal. So how many amphoteric metals we have? We have 2 amphoteric metals, which are zinc and aluminium. These are called amphoteric because this can react with both acids and bases. Okay, they can ask you in your betterment exam, which is other amphoteric metal which reacts with both acids and bases, is aluminium. So aluminium and zinc can react with both acids and bases. Okay, so let's move to the next one. So whoever has doubts regarding aluminium, I want to anyone who are watching this video later, so just tell me what happens with aluminium reacts with NaOH. And for here, H2O should also be there, because with water or in dilute solution only this reaction happens. I want the product of this. Okay, let's go to the 18th question. So here they are saying we have a beaker, we have a rubber cork at the bottom, we have 2 iron nails, and these are connected to a battery, a bulb and a switch. And these 3 situations, if you can understand, that the liquid or the medium is changed. Here it is glucose solution, and the second solution it is alcohol solution, and third it is dilute HCl. Okay, they are asking in which case or cases will the bulb glows considering all other connections of electrical circuit are complete and working. Okay, when the electrical circuit is complete and working means the switch is closed for all three conditions. Okay, so when the bulb will glow, only when the medium allows the free ions to pass through it. Okay, so because it is submerged into some medium. So this is one of the basic example, like everyone says that do not touch wet wires. Why? Because the wet wires it allows current to pass through it. Whereas if you keep this way, they say that use slippers when you're doing any electrical things. Why? What will happen? Because our body is also a good conductor of electricity, but if you keep rubber, the rubber is not a good conductor of electricity, hence the current stops. Same way here, there should be a medium such that the current should pass through it, or else from here the battery, the current will glow. From here it goes to rubber cork, and then from here it has to come back, but to come back it has to pass through this liquid medium. Okay, then only these ions will move to this iron nail, and then the circuit closes. So that's why the medium has to be a good conductor so that it allows the free ions to pass through it. So glucose does not have free ions, it is a covalent compound. Alcohol solution, it is also a covalent compound, it will not allow any free ions to pass through it. Dilute HCl, yes, this is correct. Why? Because it has active ions which is H plus and Cl minus. So this way the free ions will pass through it and the bulb will glow. So the answer is D, which is only case 3. What about any other thing which also allows for current to pass through it? Yes, we have also bases. For example, NaOH is one of the example. It also displaces into free ions which are Na plus and OH minus, and this also allows current to pass through it. Okay, hope you understood in detail, because my main agenda already told you, not only to get the solutions but also to understand the question, so that similar question if it is asked again in the betterment exam, you should be able to answer it. Okay, for this question dilute HCl is right answer. The same way the question can be changed if they keep NaOH, that is also right answer. Let's move to the next 19th question. The reaction of calcium with cold water is. So calcium is not a most rigorous element when compared to like sodium or potassium. Those are most vigorous. So what happens for these elements means the heat will be very exothermic such that even a fire can exist. Okay, what about calcium? It also reacts but not much vigorous. Okay, so let's see the options. Less violent with the heat evolved sufficient hydrogen, no. Very violent and exothermic, no. Very violent are the ones for sodium and potassium. Okay, for these two it is very violent and exothermic, and hydrogen easily catches fire. Okay, exothermic but less heat is evolved, not sufficient hydrogen to catch fire. Yes, this is correct. The C option, as I mentioned, it is just below those most vigorous elements. So here the calcium also reacts with water, but heat is evolved but not much high, lower values. Okay, due to which it forms as a layer if calcium is reacted. Okay, something if I say I have a like this, and if I keep calcium inside it, what will happen means if it will form a kind of a white kind of layer. Okay, I can say similar to like cancer for Eno tablets or something. Then if you keep Eno tablet, what will happen? You will think that some reaction happens, but it will not be much vigorous. Something like a white layer will form on the top of the vessel or the glass. Okay, same way it reacts with calcium. Let's move to the 20th question. Which of the following compounds will undergo addition reactions? So addition reactions happens for unsaturated compounds. So what are unsaturated compounds? Which are alkenes and alkynes. So what are alkenes? Alkenes are double bond, whereas alkynes are triple bond carbon compounds. So alkene configuration is CnH2n, whereas alkyne configuration is CnH2n minus 2. So which are saturated? Saturated are alkanes, which are CnH2n plus 2. Okay, so unsaturated compounds, as I mentioned, they undergo addition reactions. What about saturated carbon compounds? They undergo substitution reactions. Okay, so let's see what about this one, CnH2n plus 2, because it is C4, H2 into 4 is 8, so this belongs to CnH2n plus 2. What about here? Okay, this one is the right answer. Why? Because this is CnH2n, C4H8. What about here? This is again CnH2n plus 2 alkane. And what about here? This also CnH2n plus 2. So only unsaturated carbon compound is here, which is butane. Okay. Let's move to the next one. 21st question. In the following reaction, X and Y respectively. So they simply in this question they are asking how to balance the chemical reaction. This is very easy question. If you notice here, we have 2H2. Okay, and here we have one hydrogen, so definitely this should be 2. Okay, what about potassium? We have 2 potassium here, and here it is X, so this also should be 2. The right answer is here. So always I say that just check for one element, check in the other side, and then go for the metals. So here we have 2 metals, potassium and iodine. So iodine is a gas also. So in this case I am just first checking for hydrogen. So hydrogen is 2 and there is no coefficient, so hydrogen elements in the left side is 2 and the right side if I keep it as 2 then hydrogen becomes 2. What about potassium? Here it is 2K, so here also should be 2. Okay, so hope this point is clear. I am moving to the 22nd question. Next for 22nd. To a small amount of copper oxide in a beaker, when we add dilute hydrochloric acid slowly with stirring, the change in the color of the solution is due to the formation of. Okay, so if you notice here, they have clearly mentioned copper 1, copper 2 and so on. So what is this one? They are simply saying about their oxidation states. Okay, so copper oxide is CuO, whereas copper chloride is CuCl2. So if you notice, copper will always have the oxidation state as 2. So wherever the 1 is there, you can just cancel them. So those are not the answers. So always for MCQs, make sure to eliminate few options so that at least the percentage of your right scoring will be correct. Okay, now let's see which is getting formed, copper oxide or copper chloride. And first thing, if copper oxide is reacting with hydrochloric acid, definitely again copper oxide will not be formed. Copper chloride will be formed. So A option is also wrong. See, without solving this question, by simply eliminating the options, I got the right answer. Okay, but still I will show you that with respect to equation what happens. If CuO reacts with hydrochloric acid, which is HCl, what will be formed? It forms CuCl2 plus water. Let's balance this. We have 2 chlorine. So 2 chlorine, H2, 1O, 1O. Okay, it is balanced chemical equation. So which is getting formed? CuCl2 and the oxidation state of Cu is plus 2. Okay, what is the color of CuCl2? CuCl2 color is blue-green. So let's see. Copper chloride, 2 oxidation state, which is blue-green color. Hence the right answer is C. Okay, hope you understood in detail. Why I am explaining in detail, I'll not repeat this point because that is mainly for your betterment exam if you are wanting to attempt for to improve your exam or to improve your marks. Okay, let's see 23rd. Which are the following examples for displacement reaction? What is displacement reaction? When any metal reacts with the other metal combination, or I can say higher metal or lower metal solution. Lower metal solution. So what will happen? That highest metal solution will be formed. Higher, lower, I am talking about its reactivity. Okay, higher metal solution will be formed plus lower metal will be removed out. Okay, this is displacement. Let's see with the options. Combustion of natural gas is not a displacement reaction. The reaction of reactive metal with dilute acid. Yes, this is correct. So if your example I will tell you here, if I take the example of Zn, zinc plus dilute acid and take it of HCl, zinc is more reactive than hydrogen. So what will happen? It displaces hydrogen and removes it out. Okay, so let's balance it. Yes. So metal with the dilute HCl, what will happen? This metal is highly reactive than hydrogen, so zinc ZnCl2 will be formed and it will remove the hydrogen outside. Okay, electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water is a decomposition reaction where 2H2O displaces into 2H2 and O2. Okay, what about reaction of quicklime with water? This is also combination reaction. So quicklime with water means quicklime is CaO plus water is H2O. These two combines to form slaked lime, which is CaOH twice. So this reaction is combination, where two and more metals are combined to form a single element. Okay, what about alcohols of water? It is decomposition. So what is decomposition? When one element breaks into two or more products. So what about natural gas? Natural combustion of natural gas is redox reaction. So I will write it here. So methane reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, water and heat. So this heat we use for cooking. Okay, so let's balance this. 3 oxygen, 2 oxygen. Let's make it 2 here, then it becomes 4 oxygen. Okay, 4 oxygen, 1 carbon, 4 hydrogen. Okay, now it is balanced. Let's move to the next question. So hope you understood all the other options. First one is combustion of natural gas is methane plus oxygion gives rise to carbon dioxide, water and heat, and this heat is used for the cooking. So that's why it is called combustion of natural gas. We use for cooking purposes. Second, reaction of reactor metal with dilute acid. So this is one of the example where I told you for displacement. Always remember, the higher the reactivity, the lower reactive metal it will be thrown out, and that will be combined with other solution. Simply your is higher power that is taking the place of the lower power. Okay, and the reaction of quicklime with water is decombination, where you can see here this is the reaction for option D, where quicklime combines with water to form slaked lime. Okay, and alcohols of water is a decomposition reaction where 2H2O, that is water, displaces into 2H2 and oxygen, which is hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, see the last question from chemistry MCQs. There are large number of compounds with many carbon atoms linked to each other. Okay, yes, this is true. Okay, carbon-carbon bond is very strong and stable, hence this is also true. There are large number of compounds with any carbon atoms linked to each other. That is true. Carbon-carbon bond is very strong and stable. That also is true. But is it explaining the reason? It's not the proper reason, but I go for A only here because it is explaining how they can form large number of compounds. Okay, let's go for physics questions. First one, observe the following. Observe the given ray diagram showing refraction through a prism and choose the correct option for the colors. So we have a white light which is getting dispersed using a prism. Okay, so whichever is deviating less will have the higher wavelength, whereas dispersing more less will have less wavelength. So in this case, if you remember the physics classes, they always say Vibjar is a condition which starts from violet at the bottom and red at the top. So the answer should be one is red and second is violet. So C is the right answer. Red deviates less because its speed is high, so it deviates less, whereas violet it deviates more because the speed is high. Speed is low for violet, speed is high for red. Okay, let's move to the second question. And if you want the actual series, it should be Vibgyor. So it is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Yes, Vibgyor is a proper series which top will be red and bottom will be violet. Okay, second condition. In an electric circuit carrying current I, a 2 ohm resistor is replaced by 8 ohms resistor without changing the current. Okay, so something, we have a battery like this and we have one resistor. Okay, so they are saying that the source is same, it is, we are not changing it, and the resistor first case. Okay, I will write another circuit. In the first scenario the resistance is 2 and in the second scenario the resistance is 4. Okay, so what about the current now? In the first case the current value is V by 2. In the second case the current value is V by 4. Okay, what happens to the current now? So what is the resistor? It is 8 ohms. Sorry. Second case the resistor is 8 ohms. So V by 8. So with respect to I1, I2, I can say I2 is 1 by 4th of I1. So current becomes 4I, 4I, these two are wrong, either these two. What about potential difference? Potential difference will remain same, it is exactly the V, it is not changing. So potential difference remains same, the option is B. So this is all using Ohm's law, where V is equal to IR is Ohm's law. We have voltage, we have resistance, we are finding current using V by I form. Okay, let's move to the last question for today, which is the third question from physics MCQ. The needle of compass kept in external magnetic field always aligns itself in the north-south direction of Earth. This is false. Why? Because if there is an external field and if it is dominating the Earth's magnetic field, definitely the compass will not follow the needle. Will not follow the Earth's magnetic field. It will follow the external magnetic field which is closer to it. The behavior of the needle of the compass is similar to the behavior of freely suspended magnet. Yes, this is true. So if you just keep a bar magnet and keep a thread and just hang it, so what will happen means it will align such that it is exactly to the opposite sides of the Earth's magnet. We always know that the Earth also contains a magnet, behaves as a magnet with north and south pole. Okay, so if you suspend a bar magnet, what will happen? The south pole of bar magnet will align to the north of the Earth and north of the bar magnet will align with south of the Earth. Why? Because opposite poles attract each other. So south of the bar magnet attracts to north and north of the bar magnet attracts to south. What about the first option? You always know that magnetic compass will be something like this. Okay, so if you keep this magnetic compass closer to a magnetic field, so for suppose we have a strong bar magnet with you, and if you keep this compass closer to this external magnetic field bar magnet, what will happen? It will align to this magnet. But if you keep this compass separately, which is only no external field, and keep it alone, then definitely it will pass follow the exactly like Earth's magnetic field. Whereas if you keep closer to any magnetic field, the compass will change. Okay, so for this right answer is A is false, so option is D, where assertion is false and reason is true. Okay, so hope you got all the explanations for physics and chemistry MCQs. So for as a summary, I will write all the answers. Answer key for chemistry and physics MCQs of 31/3/2 set. Okay, let me write all the questions with answers. 17 is C, CDC, 17, 18, CDC, 20, 21, 22. Let's write for these three. 20 is B, 21 is A, BSC, let me write these three. BAC. Next we have 23, 24. 23 is B, 24 is A. From here we have physics MCQs. These are for chemistry. Then we have physics. Physics only 3 MCQs. I'll write all these 3. 30 is C, 31 is B, and 32 is D. B, C, B, F. Sorry, CBD. CBD. Let's see the question numbers. 30, 31, 32. Okay, so these are the answers for physics and chemistry MCQs. If you want to have, it's better to take a screenshot and then you can tally with your answers. And as I mentioned, don't only think about the answers, think about the solutions, and for the other options I have explained, so that will be useful for your betterment exam if you are aiming to increase your marks. Okay, so in the next video, so first of all, thanks for watching till the end. And if you like this video, please do like and share your feedback if possible in the comment section, so that it will be helpful for me. So in the next video, and before closing, I already completed maths full set solutions, section A, B, C and D and E, all questions. So if you want to check your math solutions in the set 3, then you can check in the live section or else in the playlist. They have clearly mentioned all 5 sections. You can check it, and you can also let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, in the next video I'll try to cover, I'll go from back. So first I will complete all physics questions. All physics questions from this set I'll try to complete, and then we'll go to chemistry and biology. If it is theory, I will not explain in detail. If it is for any interesting question, then I will definitely solve this question, because theory anyway you can find it in your textbook. Okay, so as I mentioned, thanks for watching till the end. Let's meet again with another video. There I will complete, as I mentioned, I will complete all physics questions. Okay, with numericals or theory, whatever is there, I'll try to complete. If it is theory, I'll directly write it before itself and then I'll show you the slide. If it is problematic or any ray diagram kind of things, then I will solve it in the live section along with you. Okay, so let's meet again in another video where I will complete all the physics questions, and mostly I'll try to do in the next hour, or else tomorrow morning hours I'll try to start keep this video. So thanks for watching. Let's meet again tomorrow or again today night with all physics questions. Thank you.